I don't understand why that feature is disabled. I'm not trying to use it though, it doesn't really matter to me. Okay. We are live. It's live. That was cringy. I thought we'd just look at some of, well, I guess not some, but just one of my least favorite Twitters. Actually, probably my I hate this Twitter. We'll leave it at that. I hate this Twitter so much. Oh my gosh. The Twitter that I'm about to show you just makes me want to kill myself. So much. Wait. If I can remember how to spell feminism, because that's a skill I'm going to need later in life. Oh, this Twitter right here. Every day of my life, it just gives me something wonderful to hate about feminism. When it's not posting hypocritical, objectifiable. Oh my gosh, I can't even begin to. When it's not posting hypocritical and objectifiable sales from other Twitters, it's giving us wonderful little tidbits about why we need feminism. And every day I return here to remind myself why some people don't have very good lives. And that is because they believe in this crap. So let's find where I left off, because they've tweeted a lot today. Oh my gosh, yep, I've seen that one. People think saying thank you is more important. That's freaking. Oh my goodness. So Twitter that promotes feminism and equality and not having to look beautiful just because you're trying to get men and not having to look beautiful to impress other people is promoting an app that allows you to change your appearance to please most likely strangers that you don't even know. But at the same time, you're not doing it for anyone else. You're not wearing makeup for anyone else. And why should you even wear makeup to begin with? I mean, it's such an arbitrary thing to do in 2016. Look good for other people. Oh my goodness. I no longer want to declare about whether or not I should have. I seen that one. Some mom, I seen that one. Maybe they haven't tweeted a lot today. Things you don't point out about people. Oh, here we go. Acne, cuts, scars. I mean, if you gotta cut them and ask you how you got it, I mean, it's not really something to be ashamed of. It's not like you got it like a gang fight or something. Body hair in places you're not used to it being. Where would you have body hair you're not used to it being? That somebody's gonna point out. You have like, where could you have hair that you're not used to it being? You have like hair on the bottoms of your feet or something? And even then, how would I see that? Some very much needed 3 question marks. Fat rolls, curves. Fat rolls more than curves. I'd probably point those out. Because if you got fat rolls, obviously you're a fairly thick person. And that's not a healthy lifestyle to live. I mean, you're promoting cancer, heart disease, heart attacks, high blood pressure. Let me think. You're promoting. What are you promoting? You're promoting what is it called? Cholesterol, high cholesterol buildup, eventually death, and if not disability and immobility. It's just not good. And when you're doing something that wrong and you're harming yourself, somebody needs to tell you so you can fix the problem. I mean, if I was hurting myself in such a way, I mean, you're just slowly killing yourself. You're slowly committing suicide. And I can understand if people have, like, I don't know, like, what is it? Like an illness or something that causes you to eat against your will. And you can't, or you're just like disabled and you can't live a healthier lifestyle and you're just involuntarily on the heavier side. I mean, I can understand that. But like people who, like if you're an emotional eater, there's better ways to solve that problem than just egging it on and just eating and eating and eating. You can get help for that. I'm like, you don't have to, you can live a better life and be happier. So yeah, I'm going to point that out. I don't care how much, how little they're eating. If somebody's not eating enough as well, I'm going to point that out because at the same time, you're hurting yourself. I mean, I think what's it called? An anorexic person is worse than a fat person because it's way less healthy. And I feel like that's more likely to be pointed out in public because it's not as big of an issue because the skinny people refuse to believe that they're skinny. So they don't get offended when somebody says they're skinny. They just refuse to believe it. How fat they are. You already mentioned that one. They have crooked or misaligned teeth. That's generally something people just shun. It's just a rule of thumb to just pretend like they don't exist. Like those crooked teeth don't exist. If they sweat a lot, nobody cares about that. Don't do it. Don't. Nice try at being witty. Some of these replies. 100% of that's perfectly criticizable if something is wrong with them and they need assistance, and especially if it's a friend. Yes, especially if it's a friend. I'm not going to let my friends ruin their life or allow them to give other people something to talk about them behind their back about. It's just wrong. Yeah. Thank you. It sucks when people do this. Oh my goodness. OMG, like if boys have ever raped you in your mind. Just. That's a troll. Some of these could be symptoms of conditions such as irregular levels of sweating. Really, that's the issue you chose to debate? The sweating thing? That's not even a big controversial deal. Seriously, some people. Oh, that's all. Okay. Well, yeah. And I can see the people who are in favor of this kind of thing or in favor of not pointing these out are people who have been affected by this. So, more power to them, I guess. You shouldn't be walking alone at this time of the night. No, actually, people shouldn't attack other people at any time of day. I don't understand the last part. I mean, there's always going to be people, and these people are generally less wealthier, less mentally stable, less. I mean, people who live in stable families and have a stable mind and live a generally okay life aren't going out at night attacking people. It's always like the homeless people or the people from ghetto areas. Generally, I'm not going to go there. Not for the first stream. Generally, people from badder neighborhoods. You know who I'm talking about. They do it because they believe that this is the only way they'll get by, and I'm not talking about rape. I'm talking about like theft, petty theft. I'm not talking about extreme like shooting people just because you can shoot people. I'm talking about petty theft, which is typically what happens at night. And there's always people that are going to do that because they don't have things that they want and there's no other way to get them. And so they feel like the only way to get the things, and some people are homeless, and they're like, well, I'm not gonna be alive tomorrow if I don't get some food. And that guy just bought Wendy's. I'm gonna go steal his Wendy's. That way I can live another day. And it's something people are always gonna be doing. So to try and make them change it, or even make them feel ashamed, people like that don't see what they're doing is wrong. They don't necessarily see what they're doing is wrong in most cases. So trying to make them feel ashamed it's over their heads. It's not going to work. And to tell them that it's try and make them stop doing it, it's not going to work either. So the best thing to do is just not walk alone at night. Or concealed carry. Works just as well. You come from royalty. Nope, I don't. I love this so much. Poems porn. This ought to be good. A lovely picture. You have people in your life who make your stomach drop. You have people in your life who you don't talk to anymore, but parts of you wish you did. Excuse me. Have people in your life who you don't talk to anymore, but parts of you wish you did. And people in your life that when their name comes on your news feed, it makes you feel uncomfortable. So basically, have people in your life that cause you to feel generally stressing emotions. Have people in your life that cause you to be unrestful and unhappy. Okay, whatever floats your boat, for the love of God, have people who make you have a past. So basically, anyone on earth in existence could be that person. Even if it's bloody and filled with angry words and 2 a.m. confessions. Okay, 2 a.m. confessions are not a thing. Normal people don't just call up other people at 2 in the morning to confess random crap. And other normal people don't answer the phone at 2 a.m. in the morning because they're asleep and they have their phone either on vibrate or they just are a heavy sleeper. So I no. Have people that make you regret every single choice you ever made while you were with them. So basically, have people that are impossibly abusive, definitely stressful, and not working relationships. Because why have a stable relationship when you can have all the fun of fighting and breaking up and what kind of person who composed this? That's what I want to know. What's going on in their life that makes them think these are things you should want? You have people who walked away from you. Oh my gosh. And who you walked away from. Excuse me, I yawned. And people have people who know what your name sounds like at 3 a.m. when it's choked out in sobs or screamed out in moans. Okay, that made no sense. So basically, have people who make your life stressful and unhappy. And people who will probably give you long-term emotional problems. Yeah. I wonder if there's some good responses on this one. I may be wrong, but I think this story is more than 6 words. I don't know about all that. I don't know what that means. It just mean it's good if you have different kinds, but I hate it. What? I think it's good because remember these. Oh my gosh, people can't spell. I have my own fair share of spelling errors. People call me out on it all the time. The worst thing you can do is argue with somebody, and then they come back at you and insult your spelling. How even the bad in your life shapes you. I think it's good because remember what? Okay, moving on. We have the same view in my display picture. Why keep people in your life who walked away from you? So relatable, so true. No, it's not. Tap the keys really hard. I do apologize. Spelling errors. Hey, look, I'm still going. I have one viewer. I feel special. I'm gonna look at my notifications in a second. I always have lovely notifications. People want to tell me I'm stupid. People want to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. People want to tell me I'm racist. I'm offensive. Let's go ahead and look at those. Probably not a whole lot of that. I only have 3 notifications. Oh my goodness, I told this girl I didn't want to talk about makeup, and she got mad. I told her I didn't want to talk about makeup because I was a guy, and she got mad. She said, makeup has nothing to do with you being a... Oh, no, wait, I can pull up the tweet. Oh my gosh, I cried when she sent me this. Where is it? Let's see. Let me look for it. Oh my gosh. No. So many people want to call me out. It's mostly women too. I just noticed that. July 27th. No, this was like yesterday. Hold on, let me scroll back up. When you're trying to be masculine when you're not. Yeah, that's what most feminism is. It's just trying to promote feminine masculinity, or no, that's contradictive. Female masculinity. Females should be equal to men, so let's make them just as masculine as men. Let's make them work out. Let's see. Dang, I don't know where it is. It was definitely this girl. Hold on. Let me click on this tweet. I'm stupid. Can I not click on it? What? Okay, I'll just click on her page. Oh goodness, wait, let's read her bio. Oh, it's in Spanish. Let's see. Oh my gosh, how did she like this tweet? She probably didn't understand it. Oh, here we go. It was this girl. Oh, I'm blocked. She blocked me. I'm pretty sure I blocked her, though. Or no, did I not block her? She blocked me. That's probably why I can't see that tweet. That's probably why I can't click on that tweet. But yeah, she basically told me being a guy doesn't have anything to do with me being a guy, and I genuinely had a good laugh out of that. And then she told me that just because I'm a guy doesn't mean I can't like makeup, and I told her, generally, most men don't like makeup because they have a little too much testosterone and a little too less care about their own appearance. So I do understand there are some people who do wear makeup. A lot of male actors do. But it's just not my cup of tea, so. And I guess she blocked me for it. What's trending on Twitter? Unlikely strip club names. Seth, Sasha. It's time I told you. What is Sasha? Oh, goodness. Not the WWE. This is WWE too. Yep. How long have I been going for? I don't know. I don't know how to look at that. Okay. Let's see. I know what we can do. Everyday sexism. These are always good to look at. There's a Twitter. Why does, oh my goodness, no, why does Sugar Tits follow him? Or her, I'm assuming it's a her because it's a feminist Twitter. Why? You're not even about this. She probably follows him just so she can see whatever the tweets are, so she can put them in her video, which I do highly recommend. Bearing 15, a city bus driver grabbed my rear as I exited the bus. After that, I always went out the back of the bus. I didn't know you could go out the back of the bus. I live in Atlanta, but I didn't know you can go out the back of the bus. 14, at my locker, a senior football player I didn't know told me I should be flattered because they voted me best breasts. That's not intentional put down and intentional sexism. That's just guys, especially jocks, just being stupid. I'd have taken it as a compliment, but who am I? I'm just a guy. Documenting experiences of sexism and harassment and assault to show how bad the problem is and create solidarity. We may add tweets with our @ or hashtag into the project. Sounds like a good idea in theory, but you're assuming that all these posts aren't retarded. Have you experienced sexual harassment in the workplace? The TUC is interested to hear from you. Let's see. Devastating and powerful to see how many stories of early sexism, harassment, and abuse are still being shared using when I was. Have you seen our report on post-ref racism and xenophobia? The majority of reported abuse was verbal, 76%. Let's see. And 50%, post-referendum racism and xenophobia. Is this, this is EU. Oh, yeah, they really need to lock down their borders. Europe is messing up, letting all these Muslims. I don't have anything against Muslims, but you can't trust the good ones from the bad ones. I mean, you don't know who you're letting in. And it's not like they're going to tell you. They're not going to give you their whole life story because they know that they're very likely going to be made to leave after, well, then again, I don't know if the Middle East will ever be fine. The Middle East is just prone to have problems. And a lot of it is the U.S.'s fault, I'll give it that, but that doesn't mean they can just they can work on fixing their own countries instead of trying to come over here and take over ours. Because they're going to section themselves off into their own little communities, and then, just like they're doing in Germany, they're going to wait until the moment the moment they're the majority of the population, and then they're going to slowly squeeze out the culture and the nature of that country and make it their own. And in the next 5 years, I do strongly believe it's not going to be Germany. It's going to be the Islamic Republic of Germany, or the Islamic State of Germany, because Germany is just letting them in by the millions, and they don't realize how bad they're messing up yet, even though they've had like 4 terror attacks in the last 2 years. The majority of reported abuse was verbal, 76%. How many people were surveyed? You can't read that, so I'm not going to trust this survey. Let's look up something else interesting. I know what to do. Is reverse racism real? 7 reasons why reverse racism doesn't exist. Okay, this should be good. When your font is the same as the New York Times, it's bound to be good. 7 reasons why reverse racism doesn't exist. Beautiful, gigantic picture right on the top of the article. State of race relations in the U.S. A country where people seem to be under the mistaken belief that we are post-racial. Well, if you look at us now and look at us in the 1960s, it's very much a post-racial society. And I feel like it's only made out to not be because of what, even though I do go to public school myself, I really think that the millennials are just being taught, and it's all this love everyone and not hate. I agree, you should love everyone and not hate, but it's like the history teachers are teaching them about all this bad crap that we've done in our past, and they don't like to talk about the good things we've done. I mean, what happened to the progressive era from like 1900 to 1920, where we fixed real issues like the meat industry and living situations for immigrants, because we had a lot of income of immigrants from countries all over Europe and even from Asia on the West Coast, and their living situations were retardedly crap. They were living in rat-infested tenements. It was terrible, and one of the biggest achievements of the progressive era was fixing that situation. And it was never about race. Like, race was never an issue when we were taking in immigrants by the millions every year from plus 20 different countries. Race was never an issue. It was always an issue of not being in good living situations because they didn't speak good English, they couldn't get good jobs, they didn't have a lot of money when they came over here, and they got stuck. They got stuck this way. And it was, people didn't have a problem with race until communism came into play. And I believe there was 2 Italian guys that shot a man in a bistro because he was like, what was it? I think he was like anti-Italian or something like that. They shot him, and then after police killed them, it came out that they were communists and they were fighting for what they believed in, and that's when the whole Red Scare started in the 1920s, and that's when race became an issue, because then anti-Italian sentiment became a huge problem in the U.S. But we never had a problem with immigrants before, and I really don't believe that we're anti-Muslim. So this week we saw a young, unarmed black man killed by the NYPD in a stairwell. And a refusal to indict from a Ferguson grand jury. Oh wait, when was this made? 2014. Oh goodness. So this was around the time of the Ferguson riots. Responses to these events from those concerned about systematic discrimination against people of color also saw the revival of a familiar battle cry among my fellow honkies. What's a honky? We're gonna look that up. I swear, if that's supposed to be offensive to white people, that's hilarious. a derogatory term used by black people for a white person or for white people collectively. Really, really, 1960s of unknown origin, use over time. That's a very slow decline. What's going on? Come on, black people. There's the fact that you can use the term honky and no one gets offended. That's a huge sign of reverse racism. And you follow up using the word honky to say that reverse racism doesn't exist. I mean, hypocrite. Accusations of reverse racism are dragged out in many cases when people of color and non-white people speak out, and sometimes passionately, about racial issues. People of color and non-white people. I think white people speak out about racial issues. There's a lot of them out there. They're all progressive millennials, but they're out there. In Texas, for example, a teacher was recently forced out of her job. Get away, Twitter. Teacher was recently forced out of her job after a profanity-laced tweet from her private account in which she referred to white people as crackers. Oh, but you can get away with using the word honkies in an official news post. What? So hypocritical. Make no mistake, the district's pressure wasn't about the use of some four-letter words. What? Use of some four-letter words. It was about crackers and the belief that some people think it's a racial slur. It is a racial slur. Any term used to belittle another race is a racial slur. Yes, really. Recently, in another example, the tanning tax was called racist against white people. What's the tanning tax? I'm not going to look that up. 2 credit cards. 1. Reverse racism equals privilege plus power. In order to be racist, you need to possess 2 traits. The first is privilege, a structural, institutional, and Alright, I'm back. I need to go do something. Am I still going? Yes, I am. Okay, you know what? We're gonna delve into this post more probably tomorrow because I feel like we've been going on long enough. So, if you did enjoy this first stream, it probably wasn't that good, and I don't think the next one will be any better. But over time, I should become better at this kind of thing. I'm not used to doing it, so if you did enjoy, let me know. And I guess I'll see you in the next one.